credit everything I'm about to say or read to you with the Bethesda.net forums. I forgot to write down specific members, but if you Google PS4 mods load order, and this will be one of the top things. And inside of it, it has a Q&A thing that links to another forum post that tells PS4 users how to clear their cache and rebuild or defrag the console hard drive. So let's start with that. So the question becomes, how do I clear the cache on my PlayStation 4? It says, and I took out some of the explanations on why this works and stuff, so I'm just going to give you the steps. Basically, you completely turn off your console. Then, once it's completely wound down and it's turned itself off, you unplug the power cord, and then wait for about 2 minutes or more. It took me more because I was doing stuff on the computer and refreshing my drink and all that stuff. Then you plug it back in and you start the PlayStation. That'll clear the cache, okay? That's basically all the temporary files and cookies, which means that, you'll probably end up with notifications that you'd already gotten 1,000 times before. Then they say that you will want to also rebuild the database. Now, I combine these two steps together, just to save time, and because you're already going to be turning on the console and everything. And nowhere in this article on the forums did it say that you couldn't combine the two. So when you plug the power cable back in to turn your PlayStation back on, you're going to want to hit the power button on the front top of the console. If you have a PlayStation, you know where that is, and you hold it until you hear the second beep. Then a menu will pop up. Don't forget to plug your controller in using a USB cable. And you're going to want to choose to rebuild your database. That will basically defrag, and it will defrag the database. Will also, from what I understand, optimize loading order for certain things, and basically make the system run better. I have a habit of, and I do this with my regular PC as well, I have a habit of keeping my PlayStation on rest mode when I go to bed and stuff like that for weeks, and never fully shutting it down. So doing that every once in a while, completely shutting it down and rebuilding the database, will help more often than not. It's just like I have my PC is not so bad anymore since Windows built in a program that will automatically analyze and defrag your hard drives for you in the background or when you're not using it during downtime. So that's not so much of a problem for me anymore, though I do have to completely shut it down every once in a while to do the whole clearing the cache thing on the hardware. Anyway, like I said, none of this information is mine. It can be found on the internet. Very easy. I wish I had remembered while I was rushing to make a printable copy of this stuff for myself. I wish I'd remembered to write down the guy's name. But since I was doing this for personal use, and I'm telling you guys to go and Google it and find it yourself, because I'm not giving any extra information about the types of files or anything like that, and the forum that on Bethesda.net and the entry or article that I found it in is much more detailed. You can actually they used to be able to click on these things and they take you over to examples, or they take you over to Google Files or Google Doc links to explain more in depth about what these things do and why and everything. Most of those have been messed up. I don't know if they've been crossed out because they're no longer valid or what, but I went to go and read more information about, like, say, master files. Well, the master files thing that the links sent me to is completely slashed out, and it makes it unreadable for me anyway. So basically it says that your load order, you should always put the master files to the top. The guy, I looked at an example load list. Now, admittedly, most of these loadouts are PC, but the same concepts work for PS4 that work on PC. The difference is the access of the type of files, mod files and everything. So master files are things like the ASO mods, stuff like that. Faction and AI overhauls go there, new quests. So basically, I had it like backwards, which is really, really funny to me, because you would think that it wouldn't be, but apparently it is backwards. So let's try to fix my load order here while we're all here. Hold on, I want to enable that. Alright. So, technically speaking, according to the thing I read online, you're supposed to do your load order, then you complete, first you're supposed to start a game, and then you're supposed to hard save it. That means that because after I do this load order, I'm going to turn all of these off. I'm going to disable them. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to make what they call a hard save, which means I go in, I do the character creation for my face and body and stuff, and then the minute that I leave the mirror, I'm supposed to make a hard save that gives you a clean file with no mods on it to go back to if you need to. And then I'm supposed to completely leave the game. How do they put it? Supposed to do that, then completely leave the game, go back into the mods things, enable them, go back into the game, make another hard save that's got all the mods on it, leave the game again, completely quit, and then have the PlayStation turn off, like completely reset or restart have it reset on the PlayStation and everything. I'm not gonna do that. I will try it if necessary, but I want to be able to stream and talk to you guys for right now. So if this just doesn't work, we will fight with it until I can do it. I don't want to delay being able to be on here. I know it's an instant gratification problem. I know what it is. Now this always says put it on the bottom. That's another thing that they say at the bottom of the load order list here is to always check the mod description, version notes, and comments before you update a mod to make sure the update will be changes you want, and to check for potential conflicts with other mods. Also check the mod file size. If the updated mod file is larger than the version you are currently using, make sure you have room for the larger file. It also said in here that checking the description for load order instructions will make your life a lot simpler. Now this one says it's always supposed to be at the bottom. In fact, it has an example in here. See, they put UCO at the bottom underneath STC, but at the same time and STS. But at the same time, it says that it's supposed to be completely at the bottom. So it's like there's exceptions to the rule. So other settlement mods, like the cheat container, is technically a settlement mod because it adds it adds a container next to the workshop at every single settlement. So it goes here. This goes here. So, because it's technically a settlement. But according to this load order here, master files go first, faction and AI overhauls. So, like, the mod militarized Minutemen would go under that. New quests, that's hit and miss on that one, because like the tunnel player home is technically a quest, but it's also a new settlement. So it's yeah, new land masses, new factions, bug fixes, and unofficial patches. So technically, all of this is supposed to be going at the bottom, not at the top. This is so that there's no conflicts. I'm going to put them right before the STS. This is so that there's no mod conflicts with everything. It drives me crazy that it's the opposite. You would think that having things top to bottom would make more sense, but whatever. I'm gonna follow these instructions because I want the game to frickin' work. Okay, so settlement building mods. So mods that add to your menu, not including sorting mods. So add to your build menu. I don't have any of those. Forgot to add that. Enable that. Settlement building mods that add to your menu via script injection. Wish they didn't assume people knew what they were fucking talking about when they made this list. Settlement building mods that alter the items in the menu. Gameplay changes and tweaks. New companion mods. So this would be this would be what? I'm looking through the menu real quick. Not the menu, the load order. Wait, I had it right. I'm fucking crazy. It's alright, I can do it this way. By redoing it, it'll put it at the top eventually. So, let's see. Gameplay changes and tweaks would be like increased XP and stuff. The radiance would be a gameplay tweak technically, but we're gonna put that above everything else. Hack and pick. Sorting mods. Is there anything that's specific? Ducky, get out of there! Sorry. Mods that add craftable items to chemistry, new settlements, other buildings. Pip-Boy map mods, character model replacers. Sorting and menu changes go under vanilla settlement changes and tweaks. Okay, according to the load order, this should be the way it goes. So master files, factions, AI overhauls, new quests. Technically, player home's a new a quest, but it says in here that that doesn't count for that because there's another thing in here that says new settlements and other building changes and tweaks, including new player homes, go towards the bottom of the load order. So this should be that. There could be conflicts with having Ellie's tweaks and fixes on here. So I'm going to disable it and see what happens. If everything loads okay, then I'll try with it on. It's just like this could also be causing conflict. It's not technically needed. Though I would like to be able to put the Nuka Boys onto a bobblehead display shelf. But with the all the other stuff, I think it's conflicting. So let's do that. Okay, so it says master files, faction and AI overhauls, new quests, new landmass, new factions, bug fixes and unofficial patches, settlement building mods, and which is mods that add to your menu, not including sorting mods, settlement building mods, mods that add to your menu through script injection, and then settlement building mods that alter the items in the menu. Gameplay changes and tweaks are the next one, which is why I put local leader, genetic father. I should probably put gameplay changes, companion mods, NPC companion changes, visual texture, atmospheric improvements. Okay, so yeah, it says gameplay changes or tweaks, new companion mods, NPC and companion changes. Like if I were to put the Mama Murphy texture, looks changing mod on there, it would go in that. Radio and audio mods, visual texture, atmospheric improvements, lighting changes, vanilla settlement changes and tweaks, sorting and menu changes, which is why I put the sorting mod lower on the list, HUD and UI mods, character model replacers / enhancers, Pip-Boy and map mods, new weapons, armor, clothing, etc. non-craftable. Craft your own. Mods that add craftable items to a chemistry station or other workbench, which includes new workbenches. New settlement and other buildings, changes and tweaks, including new player homes. New quests that are active. I guess new quests from the beginning are completed ones. I don't know what the difference is. Who makes a mod with the quest complete? Anyway, weapon and armor modifications, scrapping mods, and then everything that says to go to the bottom. Which is why the STS is at the bottom despite everything else in the load order saying that it would fit in multiple different areas. Unlocks ballistic weave. Should probably put that up. Where is it? Ducky, why are you whining at me? Hold on, let me see what time it is. You got half an hour! Go lay down! Go lay down! Go on! Spoiled dog. Go lay down. Now. Go on. Okay, so that was my laundry telling me it's ready. So we're going to go in here and we're going to disable all the mods. And I'm going to actually delete these out of the thing so that I don't accidentally turn them back on and cause a conflict. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to look and see if I have any of my other mods that I like to put in. I only use the Happy Maker 9000 when I'm going to be doing the Minutemen ending. And I'm going to be building all of those different Minutemen settlements and stuff. If I'm not going to, I don't bother. Oh, okay. Apparently, when I got pissed off... Shut up! Apparently, when I got pissed off, I took the Mama Murphy thing out. I got really mad, not too long ago, and just took everything out of my favorites, out of my, everything. Just totally got pissed, and just took everything out. So, do that. I'm gonna go in load order. Said, get off the chair. Thank you. Don't even. Go lay down. Companions, gameplay changes and tweaks. And then, so it goes there. Maybe. So it goes up one. And then, disable it for now. Is there anything else that I want to put on mod-wise that I miss? No. Okay. Because even though it does this, because even though the files are disabled at the moment, they're still there. They're just not going to affect whether or not your game is considered modded or not. Because if you disable them, it's not considered a modded game. Let's hope it doesn't do that little weird thing where it freezes on its way back to the main menu. And then I will fold this. Cool. So we're going to start a new game, obviously. And we're going to go in there and make a hard save, as they call it in that post. And then we will come back out, turn all the mods back on. He thinks I'm mad at him. Ducky, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, okay? You just have to wait half an hour. You get fed at 4 o'clock. It's not that big of a deal, dude. You get fed at the same time every day. And I know he doesn't understand me, okay? This is for me, so I don't get frustrated. And you get bites. You get little treats every time you come inside for being a good boy. And you get bites of people food. You've been eating potato chips all day. On and off, not every single minute of the day or anything. And no, our dogs are not fat. They actually have a hard time putting on weight. Well, Ducky does because he's so active. But his brother Gibbs, they come from the same litter, but they lean more towards one breed than the other because they're mixed breed. Their dad was a Jack Russell and their mom was an actual Chihuahua. Not a miniature, an actual Chihuahua. And Ducky leans more towards the Jack Russell, so he's much more hyperactive and running around and wanting to chase the ball and barking at the neighbors and, all that stuff. While Gibbs is much more docile and laid back. So Gibbs will put on fat if we're not careful about watching him. And Ducky can't put on weight to save his life, practically. He's not underweight either. He's all muscle. Huh, Duck. Hi, Duck. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're waiting for the game to come back. I hope it didn't just freeze at the black screen. This is what I get for wanting to do live things instead of recording after I've got everything worked out. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, it does allow me to go to the screen here, and it is giving me the notification of Discover, share your experiences with the share button. No shit, Sherlock. Already streaming. Back once I get it to frickin' work, and I'll show you guys my loadout and everything. This is the kind of thing that I've been talking about ever since the last, like, 2 updates for Fallout, the 2 major updates for Fallout. It's been doing stuff like this. Like, even if I go online and I follow, as best I can, the load order examples and suggestions and everything, I get this crap. And I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's because I'm not understanding anything. It's just driving me completely bonkers. So I will be back as soon as I can.